So I have two children. My two children, my oldest is 13 years old. His name is Preston, and my youngest is Rob. Both of my childs are on the spectrum and they have special needs. And for my first child, I noticed something was different. And I knew something was not there because I started asking those questions that why wasn't he having eye contact? Why would he be crying when I would be taking him to noisy spaces?
I first noticed right around the age that he was 2, actually, I started to notice that he was barely saying words. It'd be like og for dog and hi. And then my godson, who's actually 6 months younger than my son, Calais, he was actually saying full sentences.
For my son, I noticed there was something different about the way that he experienced the world through his senses when he was a year and 9 months old. For my daughter, I noticed some things when she was in the hospital. And around 9 months, the pediatrician and I started to notice that she would do kind of a motion with her wrists that stood out to him.
Yeah, for both Preston and Rob, they both received in-house services. I was very hesitant with the services. I was very hesitant because I'm like, is this going to work? Is this going to get my two boys to the place that they need to be so they can be active? You know, they can play with other kids. But this support system that these services provide, they provide you a safe place to talk to them and say, I'm going through this.
She was amazing. His speech therapist, actually, she had a doctorate, so she was incredible. She actually got him to start saying beginning phrases, you know, things that he wanted and needed, you know, want juice, you know, want to eat, or, you know, things like that, like 2-3 word, you know, sentences. Actually, she encouraged me to hold my cheek next to his cheek so he can feel how I would say words. So she gave amazing, actually, recommendations on ways that I can help him with this speech. So definitely by the end of early intervention, he was saying words.
After my son finished early intervention, it felt as if he had finally come back to me. It was as if from the time that he was a year and 3 months old, he had kind of gone inside of himself and he had turned inwards and I couldn't reach him. But by the time he left EI, he was more present. He saw me, he heard me for the most part, and I saw him. And I kind of had a way of understanding what his wants and needs were, much more than I had before. It gave me my son back.
I would say a parent who is on the fence of seeking services, I would say the first step is trying to find someone or another parent who has gone through this journey. I find someone who's in the school system or who's in the community, part of these nonprofit organizations, and say, hey, can I come in to just have a discussion about learning, educating myself on what this is all about?
Jump off the fence. Please. It's worth it. It really is worth it too, because you also get so much support. It can feel extremely isolating having a child with special needs. So being able to have coordinators, speech therapists, you know, the different programs that they have, and talking with the teachers, even connecting with other parents is so important. So it's such an amazing help. It's really, I'm always, to this day, I'm so grateful that Kyber was able to go into early intervention and get the help that he did.
Days you're alone. So that's what I would remind them of. I would ask them, well, what is it like for you? And then I would say, what do you think it's like for the child? It's really hard. And there are HIPAA laws. I think people think that when you get this diagnosis, the whole world is going to know and they're going to read it on the child's forehead. They're not. This is just the child has a different way of learning. Let's get them that help and let's get them those tools.
Tell parents who are watching this video, you're not alone. It's okay to feel how you feel. But at the same time, don't quit on your children. Your children need you the most, and get the help that is needed.
The fact that TICP wants to come to the Bronx and actually make sure that these kids get those services and don't have the issues that they are having now, like, it's incredible. Because I know that it can be challenging. It can be very challenging based on state, based on where you live, a borough. Obviously, we live in New York, so I guess borough, there's different issues. But yeah, it's really significant that we support programs like TICP, because it's not easy for all parents, and just take them on.